rockabilly. I mean, heavy, as far as the 45s and all that stuff. And then I
Mm-hmm.
kind of gotten out of it, but you got me fired up again. I love
Yes. Awesome.
Well, let's just go ahead and get started, you guys. Laura, welcome to the garage. Thanks for being here with us. Laura Palmer, member of the Screamin Rebel Angels. Now, Laura, who all else is in the band with you guys?
Hi, how are you? Oh my God, it's like, if I had to count how many members I I don't know, it's probably like 20 or 30. I can't keep track of them all. It's just like, I don't know, whoever's in town.
Very cool.
Okay. So the Screamin Rebel, it's basically you then. I know you're the front person for them, but it's basically you guys, right? I mean, just you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
awesome.
Yeah. For better or worse, We had well, I see with COVID before, we were playing with Jungle Jim Chandler, and he was amazing. He was Twin Guns, I think, but he moved back to Colorado, so now I'm looking for another drummer, and we were a 4-piece, and then we're down to a 3-piece. So I started playing upright bass. And then our guitarist just started playing like other projects. So now I'm playing lead guitar, and I guess it just depends on which tours.
Doing it all.
Yeah, I started learning how to play like finger drums too. It's like a demo on the track. It's like 1, 2, 1 and 2, and it's really fun.
But Laura, you're live when you're on stage. The video clips are available on YouTube. Check them out, everybody, because they're really great. A lot of energy. I think any idea when you might be able to get back to playing? Have you guys talked about it, or any live gigs in the future?
We're trying to rebook a lot of the festivals that we were on last year. So hopefully those happen. Right now we have Viva East, hopefully Viva Las Vegas. And then, you just have to kind of play it by ear right now. So I've just been, making music at home, doing other side projects, learning how to finger drum.
Well, when you sing, some of the stuff you have done, I mean, I hear, but you have the second best Little Richard, besides Paul McCartney, that I've heard, and I'm not just saying that. That woo during "Oh My Soul," love that. That's just amazing.
Thank you. It's just how it comes out. So.
Yeah. Well, Craig and I always we look for people that we feel like are really authentic, and thank you. You are it's amazing. I mean.
Oh, thank you so much.
So who are some of your influences? Who did you listen to, and how did you get into rock?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. How you got into the sound of that?
The sound of rock. Well, I mean, I grew up listening to all kinds of music. Your parents' music, your older siblings' music. I played classical music, but then I found punk rock. When I think I went to my first punk rock show when I was about 12, or hardcore show. And then and it was just great because it was just, you're just immersed in the music, you're part of the music, and it just has so much energy to it. And while I loved the community and all that of that kind of music, when I first heard rockabilly, I was like, oh, these are my people. So
yes.
It was just all that energy and fun, but it was also just I don't know, felt like a movie, and you were just you really transported by the music, by the scene, by everything. Everyone's just so lovely.
Yeah, because I heard there's definitely, and even that early rock and roll, there's the punk influence, I think, on those cats from the 50s. They were punks.
Yeah. Dude, they were just you're anytime you get in the room, it's a 1-4-5. It's all power chords, they're basically you're just getting in there, and you just tap into that just kind of energy that I just, music is just like a universal language. So I think you just kind of tap into that raw thing that you just want to express something that you don't have any words for, but just rock and roll comes out.
Yeah, I got to get it out. Yeah.
Part
of the human emotion. Well, Craig first pointed that out, and we were doing a show one time, and he was talking about, it was the early 50s, influence of punk, and I brought all these rockabilly cats in, and Craig, what was it you said that they are? you know, this is early punk. This is punk.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely influenced punk. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
The
And it was influenced by blues, and it was, it was
Yeah.
before that.
Country,
So it's just
country.
like, I feel like,
rock
yeah,
and
I feel,
blues sped up.
Yeah.
I feel like rockabilly, like punk rock, all of it is like some sort of folk music, it's like just like kind of the music of the people, because you think about just creating music or just like getting into the space or what do we have? We have like tiny little like dirty rock and roll clubs. So this is what comes out.
Right.
How do you get like heard over a shitty PA?
Right.
Punk
Yeah.
rock.
It's funny. Troy and I were both sitting here talking about you before you came on, and both of us wrote down Sun Studios. We were talking about you. I mean, it sounds like you guys came straight out of Sun Studios.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So I was at Sun Studio last year for the Ameripolitans, which took place in Memphis.
Cool.
And we took like the whole tour. I got
That's
the
a
whole
good
Elvis
tour.
and Mike. But I was talking to like a few of the first generation like rockabillys, or even like like the second wave. And there's kind of like this debate between like what's authentic rockabilly. You have to use exactly the same equipment that was used in Sun Studios, and they were just trying to like make music with what they could.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think it's like they caught the energy. If they were now, they'd be like, they wouldn't be like analog purists, which
Right.
I was for like the first 2 records, and then I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so much easier.
They would have used technology had they had it.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get too precious about it because it's about the music, and I've got to get this out.
Yeah,
I've got to get this
exactly.
emotion out and share it with you. And
Yeah.
it's got to be immediate. I mean, I don't think Ronnie Dove sat there thinking about this, or the brother and sister. Who were they? Oh, you got Larry and Lonnie. I mean,
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Collins.
The Collins kids with Mercy. Yeah, they just had to do it.
Lori.
Yes, yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
So what are Laura? What are some records? No, what? Before we go into that, what were the? Any chance you could record in Sun? Have you thought about that? I know that you can still record in Sun. Have you guys thought about it, or?
You still can record. So you record there at night, like after the tours. It's very pricey.
Yeah.
So
okay.
maybe, I don't know. It's something you have to like save up for.
Right.
But I forget what the exact cost was. But it was something when I was down there, it's like, oh my God, it'd be so amazing to just like go in there. But if you're going to Sun Records, you need to be like tight and be able to just like get in there and out.
Right.
And so maybe one day. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That'd
want to
be
get
so
in
fun.
and out because that clock is ticking, and I'm sure it's not.
Yeah.
Tick,
I know, it's so silly to have to like think about these things in the sense of like, creating music. So that's actually one of the things I've been doing. I'm just like, I'm going to learn how to just, I do all the scratch demos just at home. But now I'm like, nope, I'm going to be able to just like engineer it,
Oh, wow.
everything start to finish. So I'm trying. No,
That's awesome.
it's going to sound like garbage.
No,
But then I will release that.
No,
I'll
it
release some
won't.
stuff that sounds good.
No, yeah, please. We want to hear it, but well, we just picked up it's live. It's a live track 12-inch board with built-in memory, built-in mixing capabilities. Fairly cheap. I think the investment was like $500, $600, something like that.
Nice.
And we haven't played with it yet, but that's something you could do it while you're there. You just need a couple drummers to help you with the tracks.
Ah.
God, I'm telling you, I got my Akai MPK 249, and I'm literally like, okay, you program the finger pads. I kid you not. Just look it up. There's like jazz drummers like finger drumming, and it's gonna blow your mind. But yeah.
So, Laura, can you tell us some of your records that meant a lot to you as far as rockabilly records? Can you think of any?
The rockabilly records themselves were not ones that were super like precious to me growing up, but the records that are just like really formative was like Ella Fitzgerald and Count Basie, on that one off of Verve Records.
Yep.
Nina Simone Sings the Blues. Just
Oh, yeah.
those are just ones that I would nonstop just like listen to, just like the soul, and to be able to just feel that swing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, you grew up listening to Elvis and, you know, all of this, but I think it is really like, I'm just drawn to like female voices a lot too, because it's something like, you know, you want, you know, something that you can identify with, and like you can feel like they're telling your song. I mean, I want to be accessible to like everybody, but yeah, there's just, I remember like the first time that I heard like Nina Simone and like
Oh, it's
that Ella Fitzgerald.
it's
I'm like,
world changing.
oh,
Yeah.
you get, yeah, and like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, you just get like, I get goosebumps because I can still remember that feeling. Yeah, it's also, I'm in Brooklyn and it's chilly, so but, but you know.
Well, yeah, I also hear Wanda Jackson. I hear some Wanda Jackson.
Yes.
music.
That's what I was
Really
going to say.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love her so much. She is, you know how they say like never meet your idols. Sometimes that's true, but I met her like before I started a band when I was so shy, and she was like the most sweet, amazing. I was bawling my eyes out. I was ugly crying all over her. She took my hand and she just like held my hand and was stroking it, and she's like, "You're gonna do great." And she was just so loving, and just like this radiant, just like force of just life and energy. So
That gives me
she's
chills.
definitely
I'm so glad. I am so, because I'm a big hero. You know, she's led an interesting life. Dated Elvis a little bit, you know, and was
I
through all
know.
that. You know, she was on Capitol, and
Oh yeah, she's just, I love Wanda Jackson so much. She's just amazing. We played a few festivals that she's on. Her backing band was the Luster Kings, like around the first times that I've seen her. And then I played with the Luster Kings, so I was like, it's like
Oh, that's awesome.
two. Like I play upright bass for them sometimes. So I'm like, it's like two sections away.
How did you get into playing the upright bass?
What?
How did you get into playing the upright bass?
My upright bass player lived in New Jersey and would never come in for practice because, you know, tolls are expensive and it would take like 2 hours each way. So I got an upright bass, and I was just like, all right, let me just like learn how to play it. I'm like, maybe an upright bass player will come if I have an upright bass, and that didn't happen. Then I just started playing it, and I was like, this is so much fun because you just like literally beat the shit out of it. It's so, yeah, it's great.
well, you look
it's like
at
a
Bill
very
Black.
physical instrument.
Yeah, Bill Black playing with Elvis in those early days. Bill Black, I mean, he was all over that. Just beat the crap out of it.
That's what your sound reminds me of, is the really early Elvis stuff.
Yeah, because you have to get the noise out of it, especially like the one that I play. It's good. It just like it amps me up.
Well, Laura, what are some of the punk bands that you were into when that 12-year-old sneaking her way into the show?
Oh, it wasn't sneaking away. I mean, my mom and dad would drop me off. I'd be like,
cool.
I'd be like at a fire hall, and they'd be like, "Oh, this sounds nice." Little did they know.
Yeah.
But the bands that I really love, Bikini Kill, of course, I'm representing them.
Okay.
You know, that was just mind blowing because I was like, I want to be a riot girl, you know, and you're like 12 years old and you're like,
Sure.
yeah, I want it, like the sisterhood and family. I loved L7. I love Fear. I love Minor Threat, the Cramps, of course. I got into the Cramps like a little bit later. But yeah, so much good punk rock. You know, and then I was really kind of at the cusp of like when pop punk started. So like, you know, still like one of the first bands was like Rancid. And, you know, looking back, it was already like, you know, you kind of want to be like, okay, maybe they don't have enough street cred, but they're so good. I still love them. I still like, you know, I'm not afraid to admit that I love Rancid.
Oh my God. You heard it here first.
You heard it here, folks. Oh, how did we get there? How did we get there from Sun Studios and Wanda Jackson? I'm like, I like Rancid.
No,
Jesus.
Not at all. I mean, there's that AM stuff in the 70s I love too. So that's fun.
Welcome to my closet. Like, I don't.
You know, talking about Ella Fitzgerald, there's a great album, you guys, with Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong, and it's just amazing.
Yes.
You have to hear it. It's so good.
That's number 2 to her, is with like Count Basie for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So good. Matter of fact, I think I just listened to that.
Ooh.
Sorry,
I get ate up with this stuff.
I know, my records used to be here.
There we go.
Oh.
It's Ella at the
I
Shrine.
haven't heard that one.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so good. Yeah, search it out. It's
Yeah,
really
I definitely
good.
will.
It's really good. But I'm interested, now that you mention it, I'm interested in what you said earlier about Ella being an influence, Nina Simone being an influence. You can hear that in some of the stuff you do. You really do. You really can.
Thank you.
So that's cool. That's cool. So Laura, what's going on as far as releases? What do you have? Anything in the can that you haven't released yet, or anything bubbling under, or what we need to know?
I'm working on a lot of stuff. But one of the good things just about this time too is the ability to just make music without any pressure or any expectations. So I've been really enjoying doing that. Like I said, we're starting to get our festival bookings back. And I think I'm going to have a 45 release by September. And then I'll probably have a solo. I'm planning on releasing some solo stuff in May. So.
Awesome.
Yeah,
What label, Laura? Do you have it? Is there any distributor, or are you just doing it all?
No, I do it all myself.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do it. I started Halo Records, so that handles like all the releases.
Oh, cool.
And everything.
You were on top of it. That's excellent.
It's a very small pie. So, you want your publishing, your songwriting, your masters.
That's awesome.
In a non-COVID year, Laura, how much would you be playing out? I mean, are you talking probably 200 dates? Are you just talking 100? Like, how often are you out and on the road?
Probably would have been probably around 100. I mean, I go through cycles. I go through cycles of like work, save, study, like create, and then tour.
Mm-hmm.
And but if it that was we had just released. I released Heel Grinder, had great response to that. Was super lucky. I won the Ameripolitan Award for Rockabilly Female 2020. Yay! And then a week after, I know, and then a week after that, everything closed. I had I think 2 European tours booked and Viva Las Vegas and all that. Yeah. So, that just bummed me out. I'm like, where was I going with that?
Sorry,
anyway.
man. Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're hoping everything opens back up and you get back out there.
Yeah, we'll get back. Yeah, definitely get back out there. But like I said, a drummer moved away. Kind of lost touch with my guitar player. But it's figured out.
Right, and you've been working on your own. You've been picking up other instruments, so that's we gotta look for the sun and sunshine, man.
Oh, definitely. Everything. I love the stuff that I'm creating now. I'm very excited about it. It still has the raw energy to it, but it has a little bit more of a swing. That makes sense to it.
We're excited to hear it.
A little, yeah. You'll hear a little more of the Nina Simone and Ella in there. So it'll still be.
Well, as drummers, Craig and I both, and I work on it a lot, is keeping that swing in there. It's real easy to go straight on the 2 and 4, instead of that little bit of that swing in there. You've got to have it. Those early rockabilly drummers had it,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, your drummer, who's the drummer that played with you on Oh My Soul?
That was a session guy. Oh My Soul. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean Baby Gets Down video? Where we're in the thing?
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Yes. That is Jim Chandler. And he was awesome. He was my most favoriteest. I love all my drummers, but we were just we so clicked. But I mean, COVID happened. They are out of work. So they moved to Colorado, and they're doing wonderful out there. But it's hard to hard to make. It's a hard commute. So I don't know. I'll see if he'll play some of the festivals and tours. But it's everything is so up in the air. We have no idea. Finger drum.
You can't really book anything depending on maybe yes.
You're gonna have a hard time playing the upright bass, singing, and playing finger drums at the same time.
I know. Ableton Live. But I do have like I have a West Coast band, I have a European band. So there was a lot of times like when I was touring where I would just fly in and then like pick up a band there. So, you know, I still have, everybody's still around, just not in New York.
Right. So when you travel now, does that bass, the upright bass, go with you on the flights and stuff? Or?
No.
I was gonna say.
I just like, I usually just rent a bass or borrow a bass. Yeah. It's like bass players. We have like this upright bass players have like this unspoken rule, kind of like this, where we just lend one another. So people come through. I'm like, you need a bass? I got two. Have one. There you go.
Now, Laura, this may be a general thing, but it seems to me that European audiences are more hip to what I call authentic, real music as far as keeping rockabilly alive. I mean, is this true, or is that just something? Okay.
Oh no, like I love touring Europe. Europe is so good to us. You know, I can't wait to go back. But they definitely, it's different in each country. I think I've toured maybe like 9 or like 11 different countries. I can't remember. But each of them have like such an interesting relationship with rock and roll. Like in England, it's like part of the culture. It's part of the history in there. And it's just like very interesting to see how much they just love American rock and roll. In Germany, it's amazing. They're just so into it. Like as soon as you'll go in there and they'll just have a very orderly line to like buy records as soon as you walk in. There's a little marker in a line. I'm like, all right, next. Yeah. It's just, I love Belgium and Holland always treat us really well too. Been there like a ton of times, like Finland, like, you know, it's great. Hopefully maybe 2022, be able to like rebook those runs.
Yeah.
So the only problem with being in Belgium is I would be at one of those Trappist ale places. The drummer's drunk again. Roy, you gotta play. Sorry.
Yeah. Like,
so Laura,
drink.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I don't drink, so then that would mean I was like all like the bandmates. If we were driving the van, I'd always have to drive after the show because of that Belgian beer. I'm like, damn it.
So, can you tell us what the Viva Las Vegas show is? Is that a like kind of a rockabilly get together or just rock and roll get together?
Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekender is the biggest rockabilly festival in the world. It's about 20,000 rockabillys get together, huge car show. Tom Ingram is the mastermind behind it. And he books everything from brand new bands, like current bands to the original like architects of it, like you name it, they played it. Like he would book like Little Richard and like Jerry Lee Lewis, you know, and then it's like 100 bands and like 20,000 people. So if you love rockabilly, I would definitely say go to Viva Las Vegas.
Wow.
Which is happening again in September.
In September. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. You most likely will be playing it?
Nothing is official yet, but
fingers crossed, right?
I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Now, Laura, as a songwriter, is it harder to write like I've heard McCartney say this, that it's harder to write an up-tempo good rock and roll song than say a slower mid-tempo song. True or not true in your experience?
Not true for me. It just comes out like super fast. Half the records on like half the songs on Heel Grinder, like I literally like wrote like that morning, demoed them out and like brought them in or like played this. But no, I'll get an idea and I'll just be like, this is what it was, and then just be like, you know, bang out all the parts in like a few hours and, you know, bring it in. Yeah, so that was fun. But some ballads are, for me, I have been working on this. One day I will get it done, but this ballad that is the best thing I've ever written, and I can't get it recorded. I put a 9-piece orchestration in it because I play the violin, I play the upright bass, but also like with bow. And yeah, that is I always try to have like one ballad in each record. But yeah, those are the ones that are hard for me. I love them. I can't wait to get that one finished.
So when you're writing them, do you hear the music in the words, or is that after?
It's different. Sometimes it starts with like a phrase and I build a song around it, or sometimes it starts with a melody. For the up-tempo songs, it usually starts with a guitar riff, like just
Okay.
like, but yeah, like this one that I'm just like, I have to get out. It's just like this really just like haunting melody that's just very powerful. And then I built it on from there. And I probably wrote like 20 different verses and iterations of it and spent like probably about 3 months like figuring out the orchestration on all of it. Yeah, but then like I was like, I can't do this in a real studio. So I just have like, very, I think I was just using like GarageBand at the time. So but one day that song will come out.
Awesome.
Now, Laura, have you ever toured the Midwest? We're in Indiana. I'm in we're both kind of in southern Indiana. We're pretty close to Louisville. Do you guys have you ever toured Indiana or the Midwest?
We did like one quick run. I think we played 3rd Street Dive is there, right?
In Louisville? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we played there once. And yeah, I think only a few times. I would have loved to. So normally like we just play like the coasts and Europe and Canada, just because I don't know, those are the people that have kind of booked us.
Yeah.
And there's been interest in like Ohio and the Midwest, which I'm probably going to come out now, like with the new band. Still Screamin Rebel Angels, there's still the songs. But yeah, not for, I don't know why. It just hasn't happened.
Well, count us in. There's a great club, and there's a couple great clubs. One in Indy is called the Melody Inn, and it's a great smaller venue. There's another one in Louisville called Zanzibar that's just a lot of fun. It's just a rock and roll club.
Nice. Yeah.
So
I definitely, that is on my list to definitely get out more to the Midwest.
Awesome.
Every time that we have been there, it's been just like amazing people. Like it's wonderful.
Very cool. All right. Well, Laura, thanks for hanging out here in the garage with us. Appreciate it. Now I have to ask Laura Palmer, real name or Twin Peaks Laura Palmer?
Real name.
Okay.
People will like throw Twin Peaks references at me, and I'm like, wait, what is this crazy person talking about? Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I got another question too. I see your closet back there. I saw somewhere that you design stuff like
yes,
accessories and different things. How did you get into that?
I used to do hair accessories, but my day job is I'm a clothing designer, so I started doing that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like now it's just like corporate stuff. It pays the bills. But I design like I had something where I was designing all the hair accessories. It was just like too much work to scale up. I was like, it's so much easier to have like a day job than to like work 80 hours a week on your own business. That's not rock and roll. But I design like my stage clothes. I either sew them or I give them to other people to sew but yeah. I love making everything. I do like the video editing, I do the artwork, I do like I like making stuff. Keeps me busy.
My daughter graduates high school this year and she's wanting to go to fashion school, so she wants stuff. So and I had seen that, so I wanted to ask you about it because she'll be interested to know. So
yeah, it is a lot of long hours. Like as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going it's Sunday night. At least where we are, and I'm gonna go work some more because I got a big presentation tomorrow. But I'll nail it.
Right on.
Yeah.
We know
right.
Well, Laura, when things
fashion.
well, you know what Ella does is she goes to Goodwill a lot and buys clothing and she creates her own stuff out of that. Am I right?
Oh yeah, that's what she does all the time.
That is how I started.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, I would go to the Salvation Army and be like, all right, I got $3. What can I do? I get like an old prom dress, cut it up, sew it together with another one.
Very cool. That's awesome. Well, you are so multi-talented, like just this and that and everything.
It's ADD. One day I'll finish something.
Yeah.
One day.
I hear you. Well, Lori, you have to come back on when you get more information, when the tours are on, please email, let us know.
Yeah, come back. and
Craig, I
talk
think
to
you
us.
have Laura's. Yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out in the garage with us, but really excited. And we're going to be playing your music and featuring you on our website and on
Yay.
Facebook and all that stuff. Just love it. Just love it. So thanks for being here.
We appreciate
Oh,
you
thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great hanging out with you guys in my closet. So.
Well, thanks
have
for
a
hanging out
garage.
with us in the garage. So.
Yeah.
All
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.